Have you ever felt like there's something special about you? Something beyond just luck or coincidence? Well, what if I told you that you're kind? Yes, you have been chosen by God for something incredible. In today's video, we're diving into the idea that some individuals and groups have been chosen for greatness. But what does that really mean? And how does it affect your life right now? Stick around to find out. We'll explore what being chosen truly means, the historical and spiritual context behind this idea, and how it might relate to your own journey. Expect a blend of thought-provoking insights, real-life examples, and even some powerful calculations to help put it all in perspective. Part 1. What does chosen by God really mean? The idea of being chosen by God is one that has transcended time, cultures, and religions, resonating with countless individuals throughout history. It's a deeply compelling concept. The belief that certain people are selected for a special purpose or divine mission. The thought that someone has been set apart for greatness, whether for leadership, wisdom, or a higher calling, has been woven into the fabric of human culture and belief systems for millennia. In the context of Christianity, the idea of God's chosen people is foundational. The Israelites, as outlined in the Old Testament, were selected by God to carry out a divine plan. This covenant was central to their identity and purpose, marking them as a people who had a responsibility to uphold God's laws and serve as an example to the world. The story of the Israelites is not just a historical narrative, but also a reflection of the larger idea that individuals or communities can be chosen to fulfill something greater than themselves. This belief is captured throughout Scripture, most notably in the book of Deuteronomy, where God declares the Israelites as his treasured possession, chosen not because of their superiority, but because of his love and purpose for them. Deuteronomy 7:6-8. But the concept of being chosen isn't confined to biblical text. Cultures around the world have embraced similar ideas. For example, in ancient Greek mythology, certain heroes and demigods were selected by the gods to accomplish remarkable feats. From Hercules' 12 labors to the journey of Odysseus, these characters were often depicted as ordinary individuals who were given extraordinary tasks, meant to shape the fate of their worlds. In African traditions, many cultures believe in the concept of a destined leader or healer, chosen by spiritual forces to lead or heal their people. Indigenous cultures across the globe, from the Native Americans to the Maori of New Zealand, have similar beliefs in individuals being chosen by spirits or deities to protect, guide, or govern their communities. Fast forward to today, and the idea of being chosen has evolved in ways that resonate with modern sensibilities. The concept is no longer confined to religious texts or ancient mythologies. It can be applied to anyone who feels a deep sense of purpose, a calling, or a mission in life. In the modern world, being chosen can manifest in many forms. Through a unique set of talents, leadership abilities, or a passion to make a difference. Consider artists who believe their creativity flows from a higher power, or activists who feel called to fight for social justice. These individuals often express that they've been given a purpose that goes beyond personal success, aiming to improve the world around them. So what does it mean to be chosen in today's world? It's about recognizing and embracing your distinct qualities, your talents, your experiences, and the unique path you've walked. Perhaps it's a skill you've honed over the years, or a passion that calls to you like a whisper you can't ignore. It's the sense that your life has meaning beyond the everyday, and that you have a role to play in something larger than yourself. You might not be leading a nation or slaying monsters like the heroes of ancient stories, but you are the protagonist of your own narrative, with a purpose that only you can fulfill. The idea of being chosen is, at its core, an invitation to step into your power. It asks you to recognize your inherent worth and potential. It challenges you to take ownership of your story, to honor your unique traits, and to understand that, like the Israelites, the heroes of myth, and the activists of today, you too have a special mission. In a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, being chosen is about trusting that there is a greater purpose at play in your life, and you have a part to play in it. Part 2. Historical and spiritual examples throughout history. There have been remarkable individuals and groups who were considered chosen by God or fate to shape the course of human events. Their stories are powerful, inspirational, and demonstrate how belief in a higher calling can transcend ordinary circumstances. Let's delve into two iconic examples. Moses and Joan of Arc. whose missions were deemed divinely ordained and whose impacts were felt for generations. Moses and the Israelites. The divine liberator Moses' story is one of the most famous examples of a chosen leader in human history. According to the Bible, Moses was born at a time when the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt. The Pharaoh had decreed that all Hebrew male children should be killed. Yet Moses was spared and adopted by the Pharaoh's daughter, raised in the Egyptian royal court. Moses' identity as an Israelite was unknown until he witnessed an Egyptian taskmaster beating a Hebrew slave. In a moment of defiance, Moses killed the taskmaster and fled Egypt. While in exile, Moses encountered God in the form of a burning bush that was not consumed by the flames. God told Moses that he had been chosen to lead the Israelites out of Egypt and into the Promised Land. At first, Moses hesitated. He was not a seasoned leader. He had doubts about his ability and even questioned why God had selected him. However, God assured him that his presence would be with Moses every step of the way. This moment of divine selection set the stage for one of the most remarkable events in history, the Exodus. Moses, despite his initial reluctance, became the vessel through which God performed miracles. He confronted Pharaoh, demanding the release of the Israelites, and after a series of devastating plagues, led the Israelites through the parted Red Sea to escape slavery. Moses was not just a leader. He was a prophet, legislator, and mediator between God and his people. The Israelites were not a random selection. They were chosen to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, as God said, with a mission to bear witness to his greatness and spread his teachings. Moses' leadership set the foundation for Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faiths, shaping world religions for centuries to come. Joan of Arc. The divine warrior Joan of Arc's story is a striking example of how belief in a higher calling can defy all odds. In the early 15th century, France was embroiled in the 100 Years' War with England. The French crown was under threat, and the country's morale was at an all-time low. It was during this time that a 16-year-old peasant girl named Joan began to experience visions. According to Joan, she was visited by saints and angels, who told her that she was chosen by God to lead the French army to victory and help the Dauphin, the future Charles V, reclaim his throne. Joan was a poor, illiterate young woman with no formal military training, but she was resolute in her belief that God had anointed her for this task. Against all odds, Joan convinced the Dauphin to let her lead an army, promising him that her divine mission would result in victory. Her presence on the battlefield inspired the French troops, lifting their spirits and turning the tide of war in their favor. She played a crucial role in the lifting of the siege of Orleans, a pivotal moment in the war. Though Joan was captured by the English, her conviction in her divine purpose never wavered. In a trial that sought to discredit her as a heretic, Joan remained steadfast, asserting that her visions were genuine. Tragically, she was executed by burning at the stake. But her legacy lived on. In 1920, Joan was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church, recognized not just for her military feats but for her unwavering faith and belief that she was divinely chosen for a purpose much greater than herself. Both Moses and Joan of Arc exemplify the idea of individuals chosen by God to fulfill a grand, divine purpose. Their stories highlight the profound impact that belief in a higher calling can have on a person's actions, and how such individuals can inspire entire nations. What makes their journeys remarkable is that their roles weren't about their personal abilities. They were chosen because they were instruments of a greater plan, guided by faith, destiny, and an unwavering belief in their mission. These examples remind us that sometimes history is shaped not by those with the most power or skill, but by those who are chosen to carry out a higher purpose against all odds. Part 3. Real-life scenarios. Could you be chosen? Can you be chosen by God or fate for something extraordinary? The idea of being chosen for a special purpose has intrigued humanity for centuries. It suggests that there's a higher calling, something beyond our understanding, guiding us toward a unique destiny. But how does this play out in real, everyday scenarios? Let's explore this concept through relatable examples. Scenario 1. The call to leadership. Have you ever found yourself stepping up in a situation where no one else seemed to want the responsibility? Maybe you're in a group project, and despite being just one member, you instinctively take charge. You organize meetings, come up with solutions, and somehow the team looks to you for direction. It's as if you've become the de facto leader, even if you didn't ask for it. This might be more than just coincidence. What if it's your calling? Leaders are often chosen, not because they seek power, but because they have the qualities others need in times of uncertainty. Look at figures like Martin Luther King Jr. or Winston Churchill. Both faced periods where their leadership was not just expected, but essential to the course of history. In your case, maybe you've been placed in situations where you're naturally relied upon, perhaps as a community leader, manager, or even a guiding voice in your family. Leadership often feels like a responsibility, but when you embrace it, you realize it's not just about you. It's about those who need your guidance and vision. Being chosen to lead doesn't mean being perfect. It means recognizing when others need you and stepping up with confidence and compassion. Scenario 2: hidden talent. Imagine waking up one day with a newfound interest. Maybe you've picked up a musical instrument, tried painting, or started writing short stories. What began as a casual hobby soon becomes something more. You find joy in it, and even others start noticing. What was once just a pastime is now an integral part of your life. People might even ask you to share your talent publicly, encouraging you to inspire others with your creativity. What if this hidden talent is part of something greater? History is full of artists, musicians, and writers who initially stumbled upon their calling by accident. Take the famous composer Ludwig van Beethoven, for example. His hearing deteriorated, but instead of seeing it as a curse, he created some of his most powerful works in the face of adversity. This might sound dramatic, but it's an illustration of how the gifts we possess can serve not only to enrich our own lives, but also to inspire and uplift others. Maybe your talent isn't a grand masterpiece, but a way of connecting with others, whether it's through simple acts of kindness or the way you use words. If you feel chosen to create, know that you are not only touching lives, but possibly guiding others to uncover their own hidden abilities. The unexpected challenge of being chosen doesn't always come in the form of accolades or leadership roles. Sometimes it means facing hardships that seem overwhelming. Consider the lives of many influential people. Oprah Winfrey endured a challenging childhood. Steve Jobs was ousted from Apple before making a legendary return, and Malala Yousafzai survived a brutal attack to become an advocate for girls' education. These figures didn't seek out their struggles, but in overcoming them, they found a purpose much larger than they could have imagined. Your struggles might not be dramatic, but they may still be part of a larger narrative that shapes who you are meant to become. Maybe you've had personal setbacks or have faced obstacles in your career, but each challenge might be preparing you for a greater role. In essence, being chosen sometimes means being molded through hardship. It's in these moments that you learn resilience, empathy, and how to inspire others by sharing your story. Being chosen for something extraordinary might not always feel like an obvious lightning bolt moment. It can be subtle, like stepping up when others need you, discovering a new passion, or facing challenges that shape you into someone stronger. Ultimately, the idea of being chosen isn't about waiting for a grand revelation. It's about recognizing the moments in your life where you are uniquely positioned to make a difference, whether that's through leadership, creativity, or resilience. The extraordinary doesn't always look extraordinary at first. Sometimes it's hidden in the most unexpected places. Part 4: Calculations and Spiritual Dimensions. Let's take a moment to appreciate just how remarkable your existence truly is. Imagine for a second you've hit the jackpot genetically, mentally, and socially. The odds of this happening are mind-boggling. First, let's explore the chances of you being born with a specific set of talents, those abilities, genetic traits, and personality quirks that make you. When we consider genetics, personality, and environmental factors, the probability of being born with the exact combination of qualities you possess is estimated at around 1 in 400 trillion. Yes, you read that right. 400 trillion. That's how rare it is to have the exact genetic makeup and environmental influences that have shaped you into the person you are today. To put this into perspective, imagine trying to win a lottery where you pick the exact numbers 400 trillion times in a row. The odds are so small, they are practically non-existent. But here you are, a product of all these rare, unique factors. But wait, we can't stop there. Life isn't just about your genetics or personality. It's also about timing. You didn't just randomly appear at any moment in history. You're living right now, in this very time and space, surrounded by the people you know, with the opportunities available to you. The chances of being born in the exact time and place that would allow you to fulfill your purpose are equally astronomical. The universe, or fate, or whatever higher power you believe in, has placed you here at this exact point in time for a reason. The environment you've grown up in, the people you've met, the circumstances you've encountered, each one was a part of a much bigger plan, whether you realize it or not. When you combine the rarity of your genetic makeup and the uniqueness of your life circumstances, it becomes clear. Your life is not random. You weren't just a fluke in the great scheme of things. Statistically speaking, your existence is the result of an intricate web of events, opportunities, and choices that make you perfectly positioned to step into your potential. It's as though the universe has meticulously set the stage for you to achieve something truly remarkable. Think about it. What if all of your struggles, the highs and lows, have been carefully placed to lead you to a moment of clarity or success? The right people showing up at the right time, your challenges pushing you to grow, your victories giving you the confidence to take the next step. Each one of these events aligns with the odds of you being here, in this precise moment, where you can make an impact. The next time you're feeling small or uncertain, remember these odds. The fact that you're here, breathing, thinking, and living, is one of the rarest events in the universe. The universe, or a higher power, has woven all these threads to bring you into existence. And that means your potential is far from random. You've been selected to fulfill a purpose, even if it's not always clear right away. So the next time you face a challenge or a decision, recognize that the universe has made space for you to thrive. Your existence is rare. Your journey is unique, and the possibility of you achieving greatness is greater than you may think. You were chosen not by chance, but by a sequence of incredibly rare and miraculous events. Part 5. Embracing your chosen path, embracing the idea that you've been chosen for a particular purpose or calling, is a profound realization. It's more than just a fleeting thought. It's an awakening that invites transformation, growth, and purpose into your life. But how do you fully embrace this concept? Let's break it down into 3 key steps: self-awareness, faith and patience, and action. 1. Self-awareness. Recognizing your strengths and passions. The first step in embracing your calling is to become acutely aware of your strengths, passions, and talents. These are not just random aspects of who you are. They are the clues to what you're meant to do. Think about what excites you, what feels effortless, and what you gravitate toward when you're not consciously trying to decide. These are the areas where your natural abilities shine, and they often align with your purpose. Take a moment to reflect on your past experiences. What activities made you feel energized? What challenges have you overcome that you can use as stepping stones? Maybe you're a natural leader, a gifted communicator, or someone who excels in creative problem solving. These strengths are pieces of the puzzle, helping you understand the unique role you're meant to play in the world. The more you tap into your strengths and passions, the clearer the path ahead will become. 2. Faith and patience. Trusting the journey. Once you have a sense of your strengths and passions, the next step is to cultivate faith and patience. Trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't make sense right now. The road to embracing your purpose isn't always linear. You might face setbacks, detours, or moments of doubt. But it's important to believe that every experience, good or bad, is shaping you into the person you need to become. Think of your life as a book, and each chapter builds upon the last. Some chapters may feel slow or confusing, but they are all vital to the story. By developing faith, you allow yourself to see the bigger picture. Patience is crucial too. It's easy to get frustrated when you feel like you're not making progress, but growth takes time. Nature doesn't rush. The seasons shift at their own pace. Similarly, you must trust the timing of your own journey. Your experiences are laying the foundation for something great, even if you can't yet see it. 3. Action. Moving forward with purpose. Finally, embracing the idea that you've been chosen requires action. Being chosen doesn't mean waiting around for something to happen. It means stepping forward with purpose and conviction. Every goal you set, no matter how small, moves you closer to fulfilling your purpose. Imagine a stone placed in the middle of a river. At first, it might seem immovable, but over time, the water begins to carve paths around it. This is how consistent action works. It may seem like small, insignificant steps at first, but they have a compounding effect. The key is to keep moving forward, even when it feels uncomfortable or unclear. With each step, you build momentum and the path becomes clearer. In taking action, remember that success is not always immediate, nor is it guaranteed. However, consistent effort will always lead to growth. Take risks, embrace failure as a lesson, and celebrate small victories. Each action, no matter how minor, is a testament to your commitment to your chosen path. So how do you embrace the idea that you've been chosen? By becoming self-aware, trusting in the unfolding of your journey and taking purposeful action. Your path is unique and it may not always be easy or obvious. But by following these 3 steps, you can confidently embrace your calling and step into the life you were always meant to lead. There's trust that you are exactly where you need to be, and take each step with the belief that you're moving closer to your true purpose. To wrap up, whether you believe in a divine purpose or simply that your life has meaning, the idea of being chosen can be a powerful motivator. Your unique talents, challenges, and opportunities are all part of a bigger story, your story. So ask yourself, what if you were chosen for something great? How would you live differently today? If you're ready to step into your purpose and embrace the path ahead, hit that subscribe button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, and let's walk this journey together. Remember, you are chosen. Now it's time to own it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out these other videos to help you on your journey to greatness.